Good evening. Welcome, C. Colombo. Good to see you again, friend. I'm back. Like I said, streaming's been a little touch and go, but I'm here this evening, at least for a little while. It's kind of a toss-up as to what I'd end up doing. It's been a busy week, with hunting being in full swing and everything going on. It's been busy. Been a little worn out by the time evening time comes around. But I am here. And I welcome you all of our returning friends, any new friends. Welcome. Welcome. Good evening. Still a little unsure as to what I'm going to be doing. We'll figure it out. You can have a little more water. No, we got our first deer of the year, thanks to my illustrious and much beloved Reverend hubby, my very own Snuggle Buns. We got our first doe, and I think we just finished processing everything. Got everything cut and ready to go in the freezer, just about. So, and we still got this weekend for opening gun season. It's always a good time. It's always a big gathering time. So if you look out on some of my other places where I post stuff, Instagram probably, and then in the Discord, you'll probably see more of that. I'll probably have more like IRL type things going on to kind of share that with you, because it is a big event. It's something I do look forward to every year, because it's hard to describe, but it's a great gathering time. And friends of ours come from like states away to come hunting and just get together opening night. We have a dinner, share some drinks, and kind of chew the fat a little.
They take the smallest of the deer and use its loins for the communal meal.
Yep. Whoever gets the smallest deer that opening night is the one who donates the loins for the dinner. So. Columbo says hi. He walked over to get water, so he's not watching chat right now. But let's see. I apologize if my hands look a little gnarly tonight. I ended up burning myself earlier. Well, yeah, again. Anytime hot things and sharp things with me in the kitchen. I like cooking, but it doesn't really like me back. Burnt my left hand on a bunch of scalding coffee grounds, and my right pointer finger on a splash of chili that I made this evening for dinner. So I'm kind of burnt on both hands. But that is often the way with me. I'll try to pull up. Oh, like I said, just tired. So if I'm a little, this stream, which I suppose the past few streams have been a little haberdashery, slapdash, that's kind of why. Things have just been a little crazy. Everybody coming and going and whatnot. I'm going to pull up a couple of reference pictures and get going here. Where's my fine one? There it is. I still need to get a new kneaded eraser. I keep forgetting to get that. The girls got into my kneaded erasers at one point and decided to play with them They had all kinds of stuff stuck in them, so I ended up throwing them away. But I still need to get new ones. Oh, hang on. I wish I could adjust this. I'm sorry, I got all my... I can hardly see chat because it's like squished down. I don't know how to unsquish it. If I miss something, I do. Well, not all. We didn't get rid of all traditional. Kind of a revival culture, and I have more to do with that than
Lutherans aren't Protestants.
no, because we did not protest. We are the
Got
odd ones.
kicked out.
Under pain of death. To be Protestant, they were protesting. They were Protestants.
And wanted to get out.
And wanted to get out and formally announce that. Lutherans, we wanted to reform what we believe was wrong, or where the Catholic Church had misstepped, and we got thrown out under pain of death for it. So we don't fit into that category. Like I said, sorry if I get lost in chat. I still need to adjust things. Like I said, I can get zoned in, but it is very hard to read because it had an update, the Twitch studio, and I still have yet to figure out all the new bits and bobs with that. So, and my chat ends up being very squished on the streamer end of things. So, if I get lost, I apologize. But it seems like Rev's got it covered if you two are talking theology. And I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going tonight, because I debated going on, but it's like, I had to cancel Monday night because I ended up having just a splitting headache. I think from the stress of the week before combined with I was very dehydrated, so I ended up having to cancel because it's like my head just hurts so bad. 4 very short pencils.
Are you drawing my dough?
No.
Oh, what are you drawing?
Oh, field mouse.
Brett says hello.
Good evening, Brett. Good to see you, friend. How's it going? Hang on 1 second. I'm going to try to adjust something real quick. See if you can. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, it doesn't quite fix the streamer end, but at least I can kind of read it if I get up close from the screen capture. No, actually, I mean, once you get past the mental block of what you're eating, if you're referring to when I posted about eating the deer heart, it's actually incredibly tender. Like, it's almost melt in your mouth tender. I was not expecting that. So like I said, I know it's an odd thing for most people. It's not something in our modern context
It's
we
not
eat.
odd for 99% of humans who have lived.
No, I realize that, but it's the modern American
Our
context.
palate
It's
is
odd.
ridiculous.
But it's actually really, really good. It's actually one of the most tender pieces of venison I think I've had. Like I said, it's a lot more irony.
Yeah.
You definitely get the iron in it. The back taste is almost like a heirloom carrot. It's a very strong carroty kind of taste, but it's the iron, I think.
Yeah, the way you can deal with that is if you've given it a salt water bath. We tried
But
it
it's not bad.
The marinade we tried, I wasn't pretty keen on, so I would think I just go salt and pepper.
Oh, yeah.
Fry it.
Well, I saw a couple of them with bacon and garlic butter cooking. But no, actually, it is very good. That's not even the irony taste really wasn't bad. Oh yeah.
I will admit, I wish I had had my bow that day, just simply because of the way everything played out. But the crossbow worked, and it was my own fault that the string was tangled in my pocket, so I couldn't charge it for the second shot against the buck that followed it.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. Like I said, we got time and we got more tags for that too, so it's not. And like I said, at the end of the day, we got our dough, so.
Yeah, Brett, the reason I say I kind of wish I'd had my bow is I shot the doe, and about 10 seconds later, a 6-point buck starts walking behind right where she was, and I pulled the pull cord out of my pocket, and it was all tangled up, and so I just wasn't able to get it tangled up before he just kind of wandered off. And then I look over, after I got frustrated and got everything pulled up, I look over to the bush and I see this 8 to 10 pointer looking at where the doe had run off to and fallen, looking over in the vicinity of the stand, looking back at the doe and just kind of like, yeah, no, and just kind of walking away.
Well, I said that's why it's real satisfying to get the big bucks, because they are old enough and wise enough to be big bucks.
Yeah, but does taste better.
They do.
Does eat better.
Like I said, and you got a big girl too, so that was very nice to get. So I said, get as much of the cut stew meat and the cuts of it as we can, because if we get a big buck, we will end up grinding.
Yeah, most other days I'd kept it around, kind of wrapped over my neck, but I'd thrown it in my pocket because it was a cold day, and so I just kind of had it there, and I just didn't think about that happening.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'll probably do both between the crossbow and my bow next year, depending on what stand I'm in.
Yeah.
Like one of the ones that can get longer shots, do the crossbow, and the more confined spaces, use my bow. It is pretty satisfying to get that, though.
Oh, yeah.
I just hope that big buck goes on a walk where I saw him the first time, because he'll be in gun range on Friday.
I still kind of wish you had pulled your camera out the other day, because I got to shoot the crossbow.
Yes, I know it's a 4-hour limit. I would cock it at about 6 o'clock and then go in at 10.
Yeah, like I said, I really wish I could figure out. I don't think I can move it. I'm talking about, he's looking at the Twitch studio and trying to help me, I think, pull up the chat more, because I don't need the alerts as much as I want to see the large print version of the chat, and I just don't know how to adjust it. It just won't let me. There's got to be a way. There was before. You could move all those little widgets and windows on the side, and now it seems like it won't let you after the update.
Yep. I shot through a package of those on days when last Friday I went out and there were, I saw like 18 deer, but not a single one came close enough for me to.
Yeah, because the bow, you have a much shorter range to get them. It's not like
Closest
if you
one
went
was about
with...
80. Actually, there was a doe that came right next to the stand right at sunup, and I'm like, you're not worth shooting at. It was a little doe, and
Yeah.
I was shocked I didn't spook it walking to my stand because I like sat
Well,
down
if
in
it's
my
little,
stand.
it's probably a young one. It's probably
but
not have the experience of the older one.
And then once they see human shape, they bail it usually.
I don't know.
Then just had my favorite part of that day still was that 8-point buck walked into the bushes 80 yards out, and I blew a grunt hoping I could get him to turn around and investigate what was happening, and he didn't turn around. But like 15 seconds later, this 4-point to my downwind of me just burst out of the brush, just snort wheezing and grunting like,
I'm gonna fight whoever's here. Bring it on.
he's this tiny little thing.
Like he's going to take on the great big buck that was
and
just
here this
there.
big old dude came by a minute ago, probably 3-year-old buck after that came by a moment ago. He's like,
Good. I'm ready to fight, guys. Gah.
it was because everything I could do to not laugh at it, just because it was funny. I just did not have time to practice longer range shots, so I made sure I was comfortable with it. But even with 60, when I was out processing the doe, if I brought my crossbow, 60 would have been enough to take a shot at the 2 bucks that were wandering around the building we were in. They were walking around. Hey, there's girls over there. Let's walk that way. Do.
I still love like the 2 bros that
Yeah,
you
the
had.
two 4-pointers that were in front of me for an hour and a half that would just be like, ooh, a girl, but oh, she walked away from
See,
me.
that's what I should have done. I should have done a cartoon based on the 2 bro bros. Like, finish the story. It's funny.
It's basically, then they'd walk back over and bonk each other on the head for a moment practicing the fighting, and it was just kind of...
They said
like
it looked like the deer equivalent of like a fist bump because it wasn't...
Well, I liked your comparison that it was just like a couple teenagers at the mall hanging out by one of the stores they like or something.
Because then they go try to like
Hey,
sniff
girl,
out
how
a
you doing?
female
Oh,
that
no,
walked
she
by,
ran.
they'd ignore him, and then he'd just go back over to his buddy.
I do think the rut is funny just because the does will eventually just start running from the bucks.
Oh yeah.
It's just like
Like
go away.
They're trying to be an asshole.
Yeah, and Louise ended up getting to shoot the crossbow the other day.
Mm-hmm.
She enjoyed it.
That was fun.
You were
The
very
only thing that wasn't was the fact the wind was whipping
It was
up
cold.
and it was very cold.
You were very apprehensive about shooting, and then once you shot it, you just kind of were like, I hit it.
I thought I was going to miss the target.
And then you're just sitting there.
I didn't do pretty too bad.
You did.
I mean, I got like
For the
near the
for the
mid.
first 2 times you shot, you did great. You hit the target. I mean, I told you. I freaked her out by going, just remember, each of those bolts is $10 a hit.
Bye bye money. I will never find you again.
I lost 2 of them, so it happens. Thankfully, both were field tips, so I didn't lose the broadheads, because those can be pricey too. Yeah, this is weird that it's there.
I know, and I know, because I had it all set up the way I liked it. I mean, it's still kind of hard to see. I wish I could have enlarged the text from my end, from the streamer end, but I could move each one of those sidebars with the the alerts and the widgets.
Right.
Now it won't let you.
I'm sure there's some way to figure it out, but I don't want to.
I haven't yet. I know, and I have been trying, like off screen when I haven't been. I have been trying to play with it and figure it out, and I'm just apparently inept because I can't figure it out.
I blame
Bezos. Oh no,
violence
then I'll
on
get in
television.
trouble. But I do have, I am going to plug real quick, I guess, is that the word? Is that the vernacular that the streamer kids are using? To plug that I am on YouTube. That's where I try to get them posted the next day, is I put kind of like the back issues of all my Twitch streams unedited, because I don't have any editing stuff and I'm not good at it. I'm not good at listening to myself back. That's why I go live, because I don't have to.
That'd be a thing you'd probably have to mention.
Well, at least get your help with it to understand it. There's got to be some.
How much you gonna pay me to do it?
Yeah. But and I am on Rumble as well. So I'll probably post links to that. Or if you want to pull up the commands, but I'm on. And obviously Discord and Instagram. Like I said, when I'm not able to stream, I do try to at least put some content on Instagram and share something. If there's anything interesting, news fit to print.
I think you switched the name on YouTube too, right?
Yes, I did. Well, I had to start a whole new account.
Okay, she started
Because it gets tied to your Gmail, so in order to do a new one of that, to have it match as kind of like the business end, I had to start a whole new channel. So all the back stuff is not out there. The old Paladin Aquila channel does still exist. I did not get rid of that. So all the old content is still up, and you can still find it, at least until I can figure out how to get stuff over, but I might just leave that, and as soon as when I've accumulated enough on this one, maybe then I'll retire it, but it's still there. Like I said, I just don't have it together anymore.
This week or the rest of the week is staying out of the timber until Friday, though. It's gonna be cold, though.
It's gonna be
It's
very
gonna be
cold.
So I pulled out the old. I remembered I remembered where I put them, and I'm gonna get the socks cleaned off. The ones that I plug into the battery.
Oh, the
heated
heated,
socks.
the electrical socks.
Keep my toesies nice and warm.
Those were the funniest things. I mean,
Oh, there's a lot of that stuff out there now.
Oh, I'm sure. I've always been, I guess, kind of half Amish,
All different articles.
Mennonite light, I guess, because I'm not good with any of that. That's why I have him to help with computer stuff.
If I could afford all that stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
Part of the reason for hunting those.
Oh, so, well, you showed me some of, like, the ice hut, for ice fishing, some of the ice huts are just, like, they're just, like, luxurious, tiny. They have their own Wi-Fi and all that.
I'm not talking about, like, the house. I'm talking about, like,
well, just in general. I'm just talking about all the stuff they have down there that never existed before.
I've been in a couple of those ice mansions.
The ice mansions, that's your word for it.
But, where I'm from, you get, a foot of ice. You're not going through that.
Yeah.
That's why I remember when we visited my family in the winter the first time, you looked out and saw people driving on the ice, and you were like, what are they doing?
Yeah, pretty much.
It was like, there's a...
Well, that's how some guy lost in Lincoln Navigator. But then again, he was an idiot.
Oh, there are cars.
Because there's legitimately, and this was decades ago, there's a story in the newspaper. I remember sitting at my grandparents' farmhouse kitchen table, and they're reading out of the newspaper. Some guy bought himself a brand new, at the time, I mean, this was like probably 20-something years ago, but a brand new Lincoln Navigator. And he drove it out to go ice fishing, drove out on the lake, and in all of his wisdom and finesse, he pulled out, he had a bunch of sticks of dynamite. And he decided to dynamite the lake.
A very different turn.
No, he lit it and threw it out so he could blow up a hole on the lake. Unfortunately, he also brought his dog with him. And the dog, thinking he was playing fetch, grabbed the stick of dynamite and ran under the car with it, hit his back end on the still hot tailpipe, dropped the dynamite under the Lincoln Navigator, and the dog, luckily, it ran out just in time, and then it exploded under the car, and it just down went the car into the lake.
I'm glad the dog is okay.
Yes, he had yet to make even a single payment on it yet.
Rooster paw for the dog.
Yeah. There you go. But no, he had not even made the first down payment on said Lincoln Navigator. Like, he got paid the amount to drive it off the lot, but he had not made any kind of second payment on that car before it ended up at the bottom of the lake. I kid you not. I remember this because it was so ridiculous, but it was out of the newspaper. So this, and you know there's crazy people out there.
Well, when you started telling that story, I'm like, there's guys every year that get their truck to the bottom of the lake because they're like...
And it was like, it wasn't like one of those like big explosive sticks of that. It's like the kind where you literally can buy it somewhere and it's for like blowing up a hole or something like that. But it was enough to blow up the ice. Unfortunately, he was stupid enough to also bring his dog, and the dog was stupid enough to think he's playing fetch and dropped it under the car. So that was something. I will always remember that one. And that was Illinois Man, who, at least according to my recollection in the newspaper, predated the legend of Florida. Or something of the sort. been tempted to actually look up see if there's an archive for the local paper that was there and see if I could find that story again, or if I could be remembering it wrong. But I don't think so, because like I said, that stuck out rather vividly. I really wished I had my fine point eraser. I was not happy when I discovered the girls had done that. They had ran off with my kneaded eraser and decided they could play modeling clay with it. And I tried to pick out all the little bits they'd gotten in there, but there was just no use. There was no getting those out. So I'm just standing up for a minute. Oh, and dropping my pencil. Oh. Yeah, I have really bad posture when drawing. I tend to like curl up in a ball over my drafting table. I know it's not a good habit, but as much as I try, I do end up in that position whether I want to or not. Oh, so that means every once in a while, time to stretch. But no, so, I don't know, did I answer your last question? Yeah, the Palette and Quill, the old name, old YouTube is still up. You can still find it, and that's all the old content, but everything is moved over to the new name pretty much now. Yes, he's been doing really good work on that. I've been really proud of him with the keto thing. I'm kind of off it too, kind of for the same reason.
And because there was Halloween candy.
And there's Halloween candy. I have been very good though. I have honestly been very disciplined with the Halloween candy.
Candy before you did,
Despite the fact that some of my favorite candies are in there, one of which obviously being Reese's. That one does tend to be my Achilles heel. But I've been very good and very disciplined, and I had not. I think during the keto, I think the thing that I really did crave the absolute most was pie. Particularly apple and pumpkin pie. If there's anything I would have broken the keto for, it would have been a slice of apple or pumpkin pie. Because I do love me some pie, and I think those are my two favorite pies in the whole wide world. Honestly. That and if it's homemade peach pie. Where it's not like overly sweet, but it's just enough I mean, that is sweet, but it's like, it's not, you don't add, like, enough sugar to, like, mask it. Like that kind of peach pie. I think that one comes out a very close third into my favorites. And apple pumpkin peach. As long as they're well made. Those are my 3 absolute favorites. But I was very good even during, September and October. I did not succumb. As tempting as even some of the store-bought, and this is how badly I wanted pie, was even the Walmart store-bought pies. I was eyeing up something fierce.
I'm willing to wait for your mother's homemade.
True. Like I said, I'm not saying it was entirely justified, and I did not succumb. I kept strong, and I stuck to it, but it was tempting.
She stayed strong. She kept the faith. She endured.
Thanks. Nice. Now we're going to be at my folks, because I was going to say, streaming might be a little dicey then too. It just depends on how much I get done, because like I said, I've got a ton of other projects and stuff going on between deer hunting, so I don't know if I might take the entire week of Thanksgiving off as far as streaming, but no, I will definitely, we're going to be away Thursday at least through Friday, which granted are not my usual streaming days, but either way we won't be here, because we'll be visiting my folks, which should be nice, because one of my sisters, who lives further away, is actually visiting around then about that time too, so I will get to see my sister, but I have not gotten to see, like, in person, like, forever. So I am excited for that. And that's the one that's recently expecting. So I'll be getting a new niece or nephew, come April.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we're up at Louise's house.
Yeah.
Her folks' place for a day or two after Thanksgiving, so. But after that, when we get back, I'd be up for some days too. Also, I'm snickering a little bit. I was cleaning out and using hot water to clean the part of the grinder that has the meat continents and fat continents.
Yeah.
And it cooked the meat that was inside of it.
Oh my.
That's how hot our hot water heater is sometimes.
Yeah.
We need to turn it down.
We do, but it is nice for the dishwasher. Oh, this time. Doodling around. Oh, shooter. This is what I mean. Now, I almost thought about doing a sewing stream tonight, just because I have a ton of sewing projects. I'm hoping to get my sewing projects done before Thanksgiving. I got my second chemise that I'm almost done with. I just need to hem it off and put the ribbon around the neckline. and I'll be done with that. But I still have one more of those to do, and then a brown day dress that is sitting in pieces that still needs to get sewn together, and that is a much longer project than the underdresses. So I had thought about doing a sewing stream, but if I did that, I would also have to haul my laptop and all my other gear over across the room to the kitchen table. And I would have to actually put on makeup in the evening, and I didn't feel like doing that. I do intend to do more crafting and sewing streams. It's just, tonight I was just a little tired and just not in the mood for all the hassle, because there's a lot more prep involved with that. Because, like I said, I'm over here in the corner of the living room at my drafting table, and everything's kind of here already because I got computer desks right next to it, so it's kind of my little station. In order to sew, I would have to be at the kitchen table, which means taking everything apart and then taking it over to the kitchen table and resetting it all up and finding outlets for everything. And it is a pain. It is kind of a pain in the butt. And takes a little more planning, because then I would try to get that all set up earlier in the day, and I just didn't have that. And then, like I said, kind of getting up dressed and putting a face on to be presentable for camera was not appealing this late in the evening, so. Like I said, hopefully, I keep saying when things slow down, and it seems like everything comes up, but hopefully soon. I really do want to do more sewing and crafting and more different handy skills that I enjoy doing, and showcase some of those and have fun streaming and filming some of those. So I think once some of this busyness is settled, I think part of it is just I'm trying to rush to do personal sewing projects before a holiday, which is next week, which includes a lot more time-consuming sewing projects. So that's in between, like I said, hunting and when he's gone, and household stuff obviously comes first before personal projects. So it's a little chaotic this time of year. I really wish I had my muted eraser. So I have to redraw portions of it, because all I have is my big fat one. It's really hard for doing more detailed. I just need to erase like these couple lines and erases everything. Problem is just getting to the store to do it, along with everything else going on. Craziness. But that is life. And life never stops. It really doesn't. For not no way, not no how. Not for anybody. But no, I like this. This is a fun one to do. Like I said, nothing too involved. And for not really knowing, because I was trying to think of where I wanted to go, but fatigue was getting the better of me. And I couldn't figure out exactly what I wanted to settle on drawing. It's like, you know what? I think tonight's a good night. And I didn't want to, I do ink, but I know I've done a lot of ink lately. And the cleanup at the end of it is always a pain. It really is. As much as I love painting with ink, cleaning up the ink and the brushes and everything is just, it is very messy and very much a hassle afterwards, and I really wasn't in the mood for doing that tonight. I'm like, well, I'm back to pencils then. Which isn't bad. I like my pencils. Usually what I do. But no, so I can't settle on. Yeah, I haven't done one of my little animal character drawings in a long time. that seems like a good one. Harvest Mouse seems very in theme with the holidays. So there's that. So just in case I don't get to stream it all next week with Thanksgiving and all that happening. I thought that's a good one to do. Very seasonal. I don't think he turned out too bad. Are you okay?
There's a hair.
Oh no. And he cut himself with the field dressing knives, so poor Rev has a very bad cut, but he finds routinely with every application of sanitizer, so. Yeah, I'm heading out there myself. Like I said, I was kind of trying to hold on to at least the 1 hour mark. I do try to make that, but it's like, as you can tell, it's like I'm kind of out of steam for the evening. But you have a good night. Thank you for coming in. Always good to see you, Brett. And Columbo, if you're still here. Have a good evening, friends. Good, pleasant rest to you all. God bless you. Like I said, it is very satisfying to do. I'm very happy that I made this decision. I think this is what needed to happen. Getting to just sign my name has been a very satisfying part of this whole endeavor. But I think with that, and all said, before I totally fall asleep in my chair, I'm going to bid you all a very good evening. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out and listening to my crazy stories and just rattling on about life. I hope you enjoyed your time here. I enjoy having all of you, all of our new friends, old friends, anyone watching live now or post live later. Always a very big thanks to you all, because I wouldn't be here doing this without any of you. I really mean that. And I'm always very humbled by all of your support and your kindness. And it's greatly appreciated, and I wish you all a very good and restful night, good rest of your week, a very good and blessed Thanksgiving Day coming up later, if I don't see you before then. And as always, much love to you all, and God bless. Good night.